From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, April the 11th, 2023. We open with more on last night's remarks from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the Israeli public on the national security situation, including the recent uptick in terror attacks in Israel, where he appeared to lay some blame on the previous government. Netanyahu said last year, under the previous government, the number of terrorist attacks doubled. He said the previous government signed an agreement with Hezbollah in which it handed over state territories and gas reserves to the enemy without getting anything in return, suggesting this showed weakness. The agreement the prime minister referred to is the maritime border deal brokered by the United States, signed this past October with the government of Lebanon. Netanyahu also suggested fallout from the judicial reform crisis carried some blame, saying he asked opposition leader Yair Lapid when he met with him for a security briefing on Sunday, "When you say and declare that the state of Israel is collapsing, how do you think this is interpreted by our enemies?" They believe, Netanyahu said, they can take us on in combined terrorist attacks from Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza. Netanyahu saying, but now it's our shift, my responsibility, vowing to repel the dangers and defeat the enemy. Well, both leaders of the previous government, Lapid and Naftali Bennet, responded, saying the prime minister needed to stop blaming others and take responsibility. Lapid, meanwhile, met with Jewish American leaders yesterday in New York City, hosted by the Jewish Federations of North America, with leaders from the Anti-Defamation League, the American Jewish Committee, the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, the National Council of Women, the Jewish Agency for Israel, the Orthodox Union, Reconstructing Judaism, UJA Federation of New York, and more, to discuss the efforts being made towards a compromise agreement on the reform crisis. Federation's chair Julie Platt said, "We know that the differences of opinion in Israel today are deep and challenging. We in the Jewish Federation system have expressed our opinions where we felt it necessary to do so, as have other organizations represented here this evening. But," she said, "above all, together with so many organizations in this meeting, we have expressed our strongest possible encouragement that every party must do its utmost to seek and find compromise." Lapid, in his remarks, stressed the importance of shared democratic values between the U.S. and Israel. Federation's press release saying he told the group that U.S. Jewry cannot give up on Israel, saying that while governments come and go, the state of Israel is here to stay, and the bond between Israel and the United States is more important and strategic than ever. Renowned Israeli author Meir Shalev has died. Shalev wrote dozens of fiction, nonfiction, and children's books, often using biblical narratives to tell the complex stories of contemporary Israeli lives. Israel's President Isaac Herzog called Shalev one of Israel's greatest storytellers. Herzog wrote he was a man with a spirit whose homeland and our history as a society, as a people, and as a nation pulsated in each of his words. Meir Shalev died today after a battle with cancer. He was 74. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, April the 11th. At 7, Benjamin Anthony speaks to experts about the recent spate of terror and rocket fire from Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza, and the unrest at the Temple Mount. At 8, it's a Passover service from the Hampton Synagogue. At 9, Irvin Ungar talks about the life and work of illustrator Arthur Szyk. At 10, a look at the art of Norman Gorbaty. And coming up next, it's Good Week, Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, April the 11th, 2023. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.